began much earlier than the very last one that was done, which I think is the subject matter of this report. Originally, the government had wanted to fix the prices of UNGA at 90 shillings per 2 kg. And at that time, the government imported maize, and the National Cereals and Produce Board sold the maize at 2,300 shillings per 90 kgs. And at that time, the millers were allowed to buy maize at a cheaper price on condition that they sold the maize, the UNGA, at 90 shillings per 2 kg. Now, at that time, Mr. Speaker, the one thing that the millers were required to do was to write the price of UNGA on the packet, say 90 kg. And that was complied on. The UNGA was sold very nicely and shillings, 120, and continued escalating. Towards the last election, the prices of UNGA started going very high. And in order to bring down the prices, the government implemented a subsidy program. And that subsidy program was given to a few millers. Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, these millers were not required to write on the packets the amount of money that they were going to sell, the price of the UNGA. So the subsidy was given, the UNGA was lowered in terms of its price, and it went on like that, and the millers had to sign a contract, and they signed an undertaking that they were going to do that, and the government signed an undertaking to pay them. I admit, Mr. Speaker, that there were some respects in which this subsidy was not well conducted, because it was not easy to identify in the market which UNGA was subsidized and which one was not. But subsidized UNGA was sold. Now the problem is, we have a new government, and the new government is a successor of that government. In fact, a huge component of this government was the former government. Now here in our hands, we have an issue. Should the new government or abrogate the contracts that were made by the other government just because it was not well implemented? The report has pointed out the errors of that day. But the report has also said that the obligations must be met, and that we as a House must factor in the budget the payment of these subsidies. And I see myself that we really have no choice. The Committee of Agriculture, in its wisdom, has seen that we have no choice. Mr. Speaker, let the government pay the subsidies, because the government undertook to pay the subsidies. In future, they should do what they did originally. They should state the price of UNGA before, and they should make the subsidized UNGA identifiable in the market. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, this report is good. I support it, and I therefore rest my case now.
Member for Suba South.